Judd Hirsch as Alex Riger. His career turning point came in his 40s. Hirsch's career proves it's never too late for anything. He was 43 when he joined the show. He'd just left a regular office job and his wife had left him. I think that's about as low as a person can get. But Taxi brought him back to life. He won 2 Emmys and around the same time got an Oscar nomination for Ordinary People. He later won a Golden Globe for Dear John and 2 Tony Awards on Broadway. Awards were basically raining down on him. What once felt like the worst moment of his life turned into the thing that changed his career for the better. More recently, he appeared in Uncut Gems, I Mordecai, and The Fablemans, which brought him an Oscar nomination. An Oscar nomination. From rock bottom to something most people only dream of, Hirsch actually pulled it off. In 2018, he confirmed an interesting detail, admitting he briefly dated Marilu Henner while working on the show. He's currently 91 and still actively working on projects. Danny DeVito as Louis De Palma. One of my favorite actors to watch. His role as Louis De Palma on Taxi won him an Emmy and a Golden Globe. I do wonder though, was it because the industry was still relatively new back then, or were these actors genuinely that good? What do you think? Anyway, moving on. After Taxi, he appeared in Terms of Endearment romancing the Stone Twins' War of the Roses and Batman Returns. In 1991, he started his own company called Jersey Films and even produced through it. Since 2006, he's played Frank Reynolds on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. But honestly, I think the most interesting part is his personal life. Since it's personal, I'll only mention what's already been publicly reported. He married Rhea Perlman in 1982, they split in 2012, reconciled in 2013, split again in 2017, but never actually divorced. Despite separating, their marriage technically continued. They basically act like a couple of high schoolers. As of 2026, they still talk every day, eat together, and see their grandkids together. He's currently 81. Marilu Henner as Elaine Nardo. Her role as Elaine Nardo earned her 5 Golden Globe nominations. How do you get nominated that many times for one role? She's genuinely an incredible actress. After that success, she appeared in The Man Who Loved Women and Cannonball Run 2 and spent 4 seasons on Evening Shade. She then hosted her own talk show, adding that to an already stacked career. She was married to Frederick Forrest from 1980 to 1982, to Robert Lieberman from 1990 to 2001, with whom she has 2 sons, and married Michael Brown in 2006. She's currently 74. An interesting note about her life, she's known as one of the very few people in the world with superior autobiographical memory. You should genuinely look that up. A really fascinating detail about Henner. Tony Danza as Tony Banta. His discovery story is pretty interesting. He was a professional boxer and got discovered by a producer while at the gym. We don't actually know what he was doing that caught the producer's eye. After Taxi, he spent 8 seasons on Who's the Boss, got an Emmy nomination for The Practice, appeared in numerous Broadway shows, and like Marilu Henner hosted his own talk show. He was married to Rhonda Tioman from 1970 to 1974 and Tracy Robinson from 1986 to 2013, and has 4 kids total. He's currently 75 and still takes on projects occasionally. There's no tragic or scandalous event in his life worth mentioning. Andy Kaufman as Latka Gravas. I think Kaufman's story is genuinely one of the strangest and most fascinating on this entire list. Before Taxi, he was already a stand-up pioneer known for his intentionally awkward anti-comedy, performing bizarre bits like lip-syncing the Mighty Mouse theme song. His character on the show actually grew out of his own stand-up act called Foreign Man. What I find most interesting is that his castmates reportedly couldn't stand his antics off-screen, according to one of his longtime collaborators, and none of them even attended his funeral. That's a pretty heavy detail for someone remembered so fondly by audiences. He died of lung cancer on May 16, 1984, at just 35 years old, barely a year after the show ended. In 1999, Jim Carrey played him in the biopic Man on the Moon, which I think says a lot about how much of a legend he became, even after passing. Rest in peace.
Christopher Lloyd as Reverend Jim Ignatowski. Out of the entire cast, I think Lloyd is the one whose post-show career genuinely surprised the people the most. Nobody expected the guy playing a burned out, spaced out former hippie to become one of the most recognizable character actors in film history. After Taxi, He landed Dr. Emmett Brown in Back to the Future, Judge Doom in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and Uncle Fester in The Addams Family. According to the show's creators, he'd literally show up to set some days looking like himself and other days already looking like Reverend Jim without even trying. I think that says something about how naturally he embodied the character. Jeff Conaway as Bobby Wheeler. I think Conaway's story is one of the more heartbreaking ones on this list. He played the struggling actor Bobby Wheeler for the first 3 seasons before leaving the show reportedly, part due to his ongoing addiction issues, even though he was also known for his role as Kenichi in Grease. He struggled publicly with drug and alcohol addiction for years, even appearing on Celebrity Rehab with Dr. Drew in 2008 trying to get sober. He was hospitalized in May 2011 after what was reported as an accidental overdose involving pain medication and fell into a coma he never woke up from. He passed away on May 27, 2011, at age 60. His autopsy listed multiple contributing causes, including infection and heart disease. Rest in peace. Carol Jane as Simca Douglas Grass. Kane joined the main cast for the final 2 seasons, playing Latka's love interest and eventual wife Simca. What I find impressive is that she was already an Oscar nominated actress before even joining Taxi, having been nominated for Hester Street back in 1975. Her performance as Simca won her 2 Emmy Awards for a role she only played in 27 episodes, which honestly says a lot about how memorable she was in such limited screen time. After the show, she kept working steadily, appearing in Princess Bride, Adam's Family Values, and more recently, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt and Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Randall Carver as John Burns. Carver only appeared in the first season as John Burns before leaving the show, and interestingly, Jeff Conaway had actually been considered for the same role before Carver was cast instead. After Taxi, he continued working steadily across film and television, appearing in projects like The Waltons, The $6 Million Man, and even later showing up in There Will Be Blood. He is currently married to writer and actress Shelley Herman.